Hey guys, all right, so this week our main complete focus or goal that I want you guys to think about is our early connection. So looking at our scores last week, all of us are pretty much either too high or too low on our early connection. We have 3 that are in the zone. Why is early connection so important? Early connection is super important because it's going to get you on plane. It's going to help your rotation. It's going to create better bat speed. If we can get our early connection scores better or understand what early connection is, then all across the board we're going to improve. Bat speed's going to improve. Rotation's going to improve. Plane's going to improve. Your swing is going to get better. Early connection is huge. It is crucial, especially when we're thinking time to contact. When does my barrel get into the zone? How long am I staying in the zone? Early connection is huge because early connection is where your bat is in relation to the tilt of your body. So if you look at my spine right here, okay, so I have my spine right here. This is where I'm tilted. When that front foot lands and I get ready to rotate, my barrel wants to have a good 90 degrees. So typically what tends to happen, and kind of this is where most of us are at, I think a couple of us are under 85 degrees, but we want to be anywhere between 85 and below 100. So 85 to 100, that's where we want to be on early connection. So you're looking at that and going, how can I improve that? So the higher the early connection, so like let's say you're over 100. You're over 100. You are coming down. When I go into the zone and I get right here, your knob is coming down and you're coming too steep into the hitting zone. So therefore, you're missing all this right here. You want to come into that hitting zone a little bit more flat. Okay? We don't want to be too steep. We don't want to be too up, because what happens when I come into that hitting zone too up, so this is probably 130, 120, 150, kind of get the idea. 90, 95, 100, 110, 120, 130. So that will kind of tell you where you're at with the barrel. Okay, if I come in too steep, now more than likely I'm going to come down on it and then I'm going to work up and through it. So you notice that drop balls, they tend to get a lot of kids. Well, if that pitch is dropping down and I'm coming too steep into the zone because my early connection is too high, I'm going to hit a lot of balls into the ground. Now balls that are up, you tend to not have a problem because a lot of times we'll already get to early connection if the pitch is higher. But middle to low, we're going to hit a lot in the ground. Inside is going to hurt a lot too, because let's say they throw in this inside corner and I'm too steep coming down. Now my elbow's getting caught. I'm not creating enough space and now I can't get my hands through. But if I can get at a 90 and now I kind of rotate up and through that zone, I'm going to be able to create more space. I'm going to be able to turn behind the ball. I'm going to be able to stay through the ball longer. I'm going to be able to have more room for error, because if I'm in a 90 and I stay through my 90, I can hit the ball late, middle, early, wherever, as long as I'm through that pitch. But if I'm coming too steep down, now you're making a V. You're too steep, so you're coming down and now you're getting up. So we'll have a lot of backspin balls. We'll have a lot of ground balls because we'll hit the top of it. It just is a problem. And the more that advanced the pitchers get, the more break that the pitchers get, the higher the levels we get, the faster the speeds we get, we're going to run into a lot more trouble. So early connection has to be our #1 priority. Ideal, I like you between 87 and 93. Right at 90. I want right at that 90 mark every time, no matter what that pitch. If it's a low pitch, I'm at 90, I'm going to get a little bit more tilt in that spine to keep the 90. So if I've got a low pitch, a lot of times we'll keep up and we'll go down. I got to get a little bit more tilt in the spine, and now I can really just keep that 90 and and work off that 90 and now work through. All right, so if you're too high, which most of us are, we're too steep coming down. If I'm too low, which will create a lot of pop-ups, dragging the hand, slow to the ball, looping under that ball. If I'm too low, if I'm under 85, then I'm just dropping my barrel and I'm what we call dump. We dump the barrel too soon. Now when I dump the barrel, everything's gonna have to work up. You're gonna work, you can't be adjustable. So if that pitch is a little bit higher than your dump, now you're in trouble. You're gonna swing through it, under it, pop it up, something like that. So ideal, we want it 90. All right, we want it 90. We want to create a good 90 degrees with our spine and the end of our bat. If you look right there, that's 90. This is too much, so that's over 100. This is under 100. So check your blast numbers, see where you're at, and understand the importance of early connection. It is super, super, super important in order to get everything back up. A lot of times too, when I talk about scat pull last week. So when I go to scat pull right there, I've got a good scap and I'm in a good 90. A lot of times when we don't get that scat pull and we just kind of step out, now look where my barrel, it never moved and my hands are still down, right? So we've got to make sure it's kind of all these little things that I tell you just so we can generate the right mechanics, to generate the max power, to generate the best plane, to generate the highest batting average. So pay attention. When I get that scat pull to 90. That's where I really want to be. Scat pull to 90, get that scap. If I don't, my hands tend to stay down and my early connection will be a little bit higher. All right, so let's focus on that early connection. Let's make it a goal. That is your goal. Make changes. Be uncomfortable. Do something that doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, you're probably doing it right. All right, let's go get it. Let's go get our early connection this week.